guys, welcome to the video. As always, I just want to quickly remind you guys of the real estate website that our team operates called constructiondigest.co. This is a really great opportunity if you are looking for homes, whether you're a few years out or your situation is pretty urgent. I actually curate custom updates for you, and then you can message me really easily through the app or just text me, and I can provide answers for you, tell you a little bit more about the properties you're looking at, and then of course take video for you and show you homes in person and ultimately negotiate for you guys and get you the best deal possible. But it all starts on the website. It's extremely user-friendly and it's operated by locals, so it's a much better experience than Zillow. So hopefully you guys can check it out. But now let's get into the video. So if we take a look at the map that we've been using to look at Lakewood Ranch, Esplanade is a little bit further west than some of the other neighborhoods we've featured in this channel. And I think that's ultimately a much better location. You're a little bit closer to town. You're closer to Lakewood Ranch Main Street, closer to I-75, so you can shoot up to Tampa or to downtown Sarasota quicker. So overall, the main trend that you'll notice is the older neighborhoods definitely do have a better location because they sit a little more westward. We will enter the neighborhood through the main entrance off of White Eagle and Malachi, and you can see it has that classic Esplanade aesthetic that's very Tuscan inspired as you look at the guard gate. And this is a very secure neighborhood. It's manned by a guard 24 hours. Construction has completed, so it is very secure. You can see now as we head down the main drag just beyond the guard gate, one thing that immediately stands out is how mature the landscaping is in this neighborhood. And that's a really big difference between this one and the newer Esplanade. So right here, we're looking at the initial roundabout right near the amenity center. And you can see really good attention to detail with these brick pavers in the roundabout. And then definitely pay attention to these trees. So this neighborhood is very well grown in, and it provides a really nice feel when you're actually in the neighborhood. You can look in any direction and you don't feel like you can see the entire neighborhood because it's stripped of all the trees. There's definitely more of a wooded feel here, which for me, and I know a lot of people feel this way, it adds an extra dimension to the neighborhood itself. You can see there's plenty of lakefront property as well in this neighborhood. There's a pretty big variety when it comes to house sizes and types. There are condos in this neighborhood, which we'll get to a little bit down the road in this video. But from square footage, the homes start with the smallest homes being 1,500 square feet, all the way up to just over 4,500 square feet. So pretty good variability. As far as pricing goes, you're gonna see the lowest closed homes over the past 3.5 years was actually as low as $255,000. It's gonna be tough to find anything like that from here on out. And the most expensive closed home to date in this neighborhood is $2.1 million. You can still get pretty good deals. You can get a home in the 600s, a single family detached, but many of the homes that exceed that 2,000 square foot mark like these, especially if they have some nice details, are going to run around the $1 million mark, give or take, depending on the elevation, the interior details, and things like that. As you look at these last few, you can definitely see it's a very Tuscan inspired neighborhood. There's one real theme going on. There's not a lot of variability, but it's very consistent. You can see here we're looking at the condos now. They do offer private garages. And just like the single family homes, these condos are very well landscaped and have really good attention to detail with the brick pavers and really nice details on the fronts of them as well. As you would expect, Esplanade has a phenomenal golf course. The golf package here for residents is pretty interesting. So you have one of two options if you do purchase a home in the area, depending on if the original owner purchased the home with the golf package. Some homes will transfer with a golf membership included at an additional monthly cost. For those of you who purchase homes that do not have the golf package included as part of the fee and part of the membership, You can still golf whenever you'd like. There's just a daily fee that changes seasonally. One of the interesting features is the main driving range near the amenity center is into a lake. And another just really nice aesthetic feature is this main restaurant kind of empties off into a really, really nice portion of the golf course, which gives it a really nice feel at ground level. Esplanade's amenity center is located just in front of the driving range, and as you would expect, it really follows that Tuscan Mediterranean theme with a really tropical landscaping around it. And it's very similar to Azario Esplanade in the sense that there's going to be really three components to the amenity center. The first one is this main building that houses the fitness center and the spa, which we'll get to in a second. But behind it is the really nice resort style pool. The main difference between this one and the newer Esplanade community is just how grown in and lush the plants are, which really does make a difference at ground level. You'll get to the pool through the side of the building, through this walkway, and as you enter the pool area, you can see the Bahama bar in the background, which definitely gets very active during season. I've seen people dancing out there and having a good time. Here's a closer look at it. And then on the inside of the building is where you will find the spa and the weight room. This weight room has actually been completely redesigned since this footage was taken. And here's a few more images of the spa itself. And here's one last look at that driving range and the pool. And just off to the side of the pool is where you'll find these 6 tennis courts. Now, I know you're probably wondering where the pickleball courts are. We'll get to that in a second, but the tennis here is definitely active as well. The third component of the amenities here is this main culinary center building, which houses the main restaurant in Esplanade, as well as a lot of the club activities where people gather. And this is a similar setup to a lot of country club style neighborhoods where there's a yearly amount spent at the restaurant. And stepping inside, you can see some really nice design elements with the stacked stone and the fireplace. This community is definitely a very active community. This building is where, a lot of the clubs are going to meet and gather. There's a pretty big community of wine drinkers in the neighborhood. There's multiple clubs for poker, things like that. And this video was recorded as part of Taylor Morrison's marketing in the beginning of the neighborhood, which is why it's currently empty. But I can promise you nowadays, if you do go into this building, you're going to see people all over the place enjoying themselves, eating, gathering. And here's just one more look on the other side of that building where it kind of spills out into the golf course in a really nice area. Finally, you do have this auxiliary amenity center, which is smaller, more intimate, but it does have a pool. It does have a smaller fitness center, and most importantly, this is where the pickleball meets. I can promise you, if you come out here any morning, you'll see this place very active. It's a really fun place. Moving on to the homes themselves, I was able to get into 2 units in this neighborhood, and we'll take a look at them now. First one's going to be this condo. And stepping inside, you can see the layout of the condos. And the main thing you'll notice is this dividing wall between the foyer and front entryway and the kitchen itself. Moving just behind the kitchen, you have the main living room area. And one thing about these condos that I really love is the high ceilings. It gives it a really nice, airy feeling, and there is a lot of natural light with large windows in the front and the back. And then you have this nice outdoor area overlooking the golf course with the main primary bedroom in the back, also overlooking the golf course. You can see in the primary bathroom, you have double vanities. And of course, in the back, you have the laundry room, extra bathroom, and extra bedroom. Moving on now to a single family home. This is a larger 2-story model. And this to me looks like a Taylor Morrison farnice with some additions. As we take a look inside in the main living room area, pretty large kitchen just off the stairs. These owners chose a nice extended lanai with a built-in kitchen. Here's just one more look at the kitchen details. Just behind the kitchen, you have the primary bedroom with nice large bay windows and tray ceilings. As you're looking at this house, you'll notice that these particular owners went with a larger model, but they stayed pretty conservative on the design upgrades. This house definitely is large though. As you see upstairs, there's this main secondary living room with 2 additional bedrooms upstairs as well. So that's all we have for Esplanade Golf and Country Club in Lakewood Ranch. Again, this is the original Esplanade community. If you're trying to figure out if this is a good neighborhood for you, overall, I really like it for 2 reasons. One, the landscape and trees are far more grown in. It gives it more of a private feel. It gives it more of a tropical feel. And the other main difference about this place and main positive is the fact that it's fully built out and it's fully occupied. And you can feel that when you're in the community, especially if you're going out to the pickleball courts or to the main amenity center or the culinary center. This is an active community that has been established. And if that's something you're looking for, you may want to go with a neighborhood like this rather than a new construction neighborhood that's still developing. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you on the next one, which will cover the original Lakewood Ranch Country Club.